I am explaining the poem A Legend of the Northland, which is part of this fifth unit. It is written by Phoebe Cary. This poem narrates the legend of an old lady who angered Saint Peter because of her greed. Yes, it is a nice poem that gives us one moral lesson too, that we should never be so greedy that we are not able to help any needy fellow. The rhyme scheme of the poem is very simple, throughout same, that is A, B, C, D. Yes, and in this poem there are many poetic devices, simile, very clear, then repetition is also there, third is alliteration, then personification. So we will do side by side. Now poem. Away in the northland where the hours of the day are few and the nights are so long in winter that they cannot sleep them through. Yes, one special place is discussed, that is Northland, where the hours of the days are very few, where days are very small and nights are long and very chilly. That's why people cannot sleep there properly. Where they harness the swift reindeer to the sledges when it snows, and the children look like bears' cubs in their furry clothes. Yes, it may be very clear. We have seen many times during Christmas photos, reindeer, Santa Claus. So same is described. Where they harness, where they stands for people living in the Northland, try to take the support of their reindeer who are very fast to the sledges whenever there is snowing. And the children look every time like bears' babies because they have to wear very furry clothes. They look very humorous also. Due to cold, they have to wear these kinds of clothes. They tell them a curious story. They stand for people. People tell them nice story. I don't believe. I stands for the poet. Poet says he cannot say exactly that it is a true story. But we should learn. We can take one nice moral lesson. So the poet is ready to tell this tale to us. Tale means story. Once. Yes, now the story starts. Once when the good Saint Peter lived in the world below and walked about it preaching just as he did, means once there was a good, nice spiritual person, that is Saint Peter. He lived in the world below and he walked here and there while preaching. Preaching means teaching spiritual lessons as he used to do every time. So by chance, one day what happened, he came to the door of a cottage because he was traveling where little woman was making cakes and she was baking also all the cakes in the fireplace, being faint with fasting. So this is called alliteration, faint with fasting. So Peter was faint because, for means because the day was almost over and he requested from the lady to give a single piece from a great store of cakes. But what happened after that? So she made a very little cake. Okay, means she agreed. But as it baking lay, but when it was being baked, what happened? She looked at that piece of cake, small cake, and thought that the cake piece was looking too large to give away. TOO2 and TO2, when these two words are used in one sentence, so negative meaning is clear. Means the piece of the cake was looking so big, so large that she was not ready to give that small piece to Peter, who was just dying due to hunger. Therefore, she needed another. So she made another dough and made one smaller piece. But it looked again, when she turned it over, means it was looking as large as the first piece. Then what happened? She took a tiny scrap of dough. Then she took little piece of dough and rolled it flat to make like rumali chapati. So baked it thin as a wafer and she started baking it as thin as. So this is simile, as a wafer, but she couldn't part with, but she was not ready to be separated from that piece. For because she said, my cakes that seem too small when I eat of them myself. This tells the greediness of the lady. She started saying, my cakes look very small when I start eating, but when I want to give them to someone, they look very large. I cannot give. Then good Peter grew angry. Then the saint was very upset because he was very hungry and he was just about to faint, and surely such a woman was enough to provoke. And really, likewise, a lady who had a great store of cakes was doing more than enough to anger one saintly person. And he said, you are far too selfish, you are very very selfish, that's why you are not able to live in a human form, to have both food and shelter and fire to keep you warm, and you should not be given any food, any refuse, and no fire to give you warmth. Means he started giving curse to the lady. Now you shall build as the birds do. Now you will be like a bird, and you will get very scanty, very less food by boring and boring. Means you will have to find again and again in the wood your food, and wood will be very hard and dry. Means you have to struggle, you will struggle in your future life. Then up she went through the chimney, and after hearing these cursing words, she had to go through the chimney because she became a bird and she cannot speak even a single word. And out of the top flew a woodpecker. Then she became a woodpecker because she had to bore and bore now, as she was changed into that bird. Now the poet says, nothing was left. She had just one red cap on her head. That was the same. The rest of her clothes were burned, black as a coal. So simile is used here in the flame. And every country school boy has seen her in the wood. So nice lesson is given that every child may have seen her in the jungle, where she lives in the trees till this day, and she has to bore and bore for food. One nice lesson is given, and it is a ballad. Ballad means one special poem which tells one long story in short stanzas, and it gives one nice theme having so many figures of speech. These figures of speech are clear to you. Similes are many, like black as coal we have read, then baked it thin as a wafer, then children look like bear's cub, like or as tell simile. Repetitions are used and rolled it flat. Second, we can use boring and boring. Now alliteration, funny, furry, clothes, there are many. And one personification is also used when the poet uses for the bird, that is woodpecker, where she lives in the trees. So this is personification. Now come to the questions thinking about the poem. First question, which country or countries do you think the Northland refers to? Yes, it is a special country in the north, where days are short, that is said in the starting, and nights are very long. And nights used to be very cold. It is a very cold area covered with snow every time. It's very close to the North Pole. That gives this place a very cold weather with very few hours of sunlight. Now, second question, what did Saint Peter ask the old lady for? What was the lady's reaction? Saint Peter asked the old lady only for a piece of cake because he was just fainting due to hunger. The lady behaved very miserly and kept changing the size of the cake. She was not ready to give in even a single small piece of cake, though she had a great store of cake pieces. Yes, now third question, how did he punish her? He cursed her, made her a woodpecker, and he specially gave one lesson by saying that she didn't have any right to live in a human form. She shouldn't be given any food or shelter, especially fire too, to keep herself warm. That's why she was changed into a woodpecker. Now, fourth question, how does the woodpecker get her food? The woodpecker actually bores the hard and dry wood every time to get its food. Means its job is very tough. Saint Peter felt that the women didn't deserve a nice life with proper food, shelter, and fire. So, due to the curse of the saint, the woman becomes a woodpecker and starts boring the wood to find insects forever. Now, fifth question, do you think that the old lady would have been so ungenerous if she had known who Saint Peter really was? What would she have done then? Yes, it is quite personal question, because do you think? Yes, I think the old lady would have been so ungenerous if she had known who Saint Peter really was. She would not have been so ungenerous. I think her bent of mind would have been changed to know that she was dealing with a nice person who was a spiritual person. That's why I hope she would have given him a small piece of cake. Is this a true story? Which part of this poem do you feel is the most important? Yes, I think no, it can't be a true story. It is quite imaginative fiction, we can say. But the best part is, I feel when the lady was not ready to give any single piece of cake, when she was feeling, whenever I eat, the piece looks very small. Whenever I want to give to someone other else, it looks very large. So I think simple miserly fellows behave like this. What is a legend? Why is this poem called a legend? Yes, a legend is a story that has been with us from ancient times about people, incidents, or events. The title of the poem also tells that it is a legend, so we should believe it is a legend. And one special thing, that legend every time gives one moral lesson, whether it is true or not. It can't be true because the poet himself is saying that it is not true, but I am telling you this tale to get one moral lesson. Write the story of a legend of the Northland in about 10 sentences. Yes, story means we should try to take the message. Once upon a time, a lady who was very miser, but how her life was totally changed due to her bad quality, we can say. One vice, that was greediness, that she was not ready to part with anything. She was not ready to give a small piece to one spiritual leader, and in the end she got the curse to become a woodpecker. Now, message of the poem is, we never should be so greedy that we are not able to help even a needy fellow. We should try to be liberal in our approach. Whenever there is time, if we have something in our store or in our access, then we should try to give to someone other else, because giving is sharing, sharing is caring. It gives nice happiness. First happiness is achieved by the person who gives someone to others.